Olympic opportunity to 10,000 athletes tonight. How far beyond that door each one will progress, we're going to find out over the next 16 days, and I cannot wait.
Flame is burning. It will do for another 16 days. We've had a first taste this evening of what Beijing has to offer. We look forward to much more. From Carrie and Hazel and me, I'll hand you back to Sue.
Well, what an unbelievable sight that is, and what an amazing opening ceremony. It was flawless from start to finish. They promised us something spectacular. It was all of that and some, and we've been enjoying it from the peace and quiet of our commentary box here, Michael Johnson and Steve Redgrave. Michael, first of all, what a great start. The organisers here in China must be so proud of the way things went tonight.
It was a great opening ceremonies, and it was one of the best I've ever seen. Just absolutely incredible. And I think the Chinese felt that from the very beginning. They had to put on a great show, and they didn't disappoint.
Yeah, and I guess as far as people in London are thinking, wow, we've got to try and follow that. But I guess they knew this was going to be very spectacular.
They were always going to do fireworks well, but the whole show was spectacular. I've been travelling around China for the last 3 weeks, and there's so much pride in these games and what's happening. People are having their photographs next to banners in a long way away from Beijing. It's just absolutely the excitement that's here. Those athletes down there that are competing in the next 16 days is going to be absolutely amazing. Some of them have got their dreams by being here in the first place, and there's going to be so much excitement. Absolutely stunning performances that are going to be happening, and we're going to have the front row seats for it.
Just before we talk about that, I've just got to say, you may hold the world record for the 400 metres, but that was one heck of a lap of the track by that gymnast.
That was incredible, and I don't know if I would have gone up there. It's pretty high up there, and it's a long way around, but it was incredible. I remember Barcelona '92 seeing the archer. That was incredible, but this just blew away anything I've ever seen before.
Well, it was an amazing thing, but everyone's surprised that Lu Zhang, the 110-metre hurdler, wasn't part of the opening ceremony. Of course, he's got that big duel with Darren Robles coming up. Colin Jackson has been watching us down below as well. Colin, are you surprised by that, or is it something to do with a hamstring injury that he's had recently? Well, I'm sorry, we've obviously lost Colin Jackson's mic, but it's interesting that Lu Zhang wasn't in the ceremony today. Lu Zhang not.
Yeah, he's had some injuries all year long. He's had problems all year long, so he very well could have re-injured that hamstring. It's kept him out. He pulled out of a couple of races back in early June, and so he's had that problem all year. It looked like he was coming back at some point because he had some pretty good races in the summer that may have reoccurred.
Yeah, but it's going to be absolutely fantastic. USA, China, it's going to be tough to who's going to top the medal table, isn't it?
It's going to be very difficult. I think that it's going to be, Russia's still going to be tough, but they've kind of gotten left out of this. The American team is not as strong this year as it has been in the last 3 years when we topped the medal table. But the Chinese are very, very strong and a huge team this year.
Okay, well, thanks for the moment, but we've got to tell you what is coming up here on BBC television, and there's plenty, obviously, to look forward to right the way over the next 16 days. Coming up at 7 o'clock on BBC One, games today, that highlights of the opening ceremony, and a look ahead to some of the big rivalries coming up here in Beijing. We've also got Little Big Dreams. That's coming up next on the HD channel. That's following the young Chinese gymnasts who are pursuing their Olympic dream here at the Games. And our live coverage begins early in the morning at 5 to 2 on BBC One, eventing, badminton and cycling. But that is it, the ceremony is over, the competition is about to begin. And as far as the athletes are concerned, the time for dreaming is over. It is now time to deliver, and we will follow them every inch of the way. Goodbye.
Well, as our live coverage from Beijing was a little longer than expected, I'm afraid there's no room for today's scheduled episode of Flog It. So next on BBC One, it's Weakest Link.